Welcome back to my eBay workbench. Today it's Sunday evening. It's just after 8 p.m. I'm about ready to get my orders that came in today picked and packed and get ready to ship out tomorrow morning. I've been experiencing pretty slow sales period for the last few weeks, which I think is pretty common right now in the eBay community. And this today was one of the first days when things have picked up for a while. So I think there are 7 sales total today. Well, one was from yesterday and then the rest from today. For a Sunday, I think that's pretty good. It usually is not the biggest sales day for me. And these aren't really huge value items, but it is encouraging that maybe things are heading back into the direction that I want them to go. I spent most of the day today writing drafts and getting things ready to list for the future. And then I spent about an hour and a half taking photos for 10 or 12 items. And altogether, those items add up to about $1,400. So hopefully those items will sell and then we'll be getting back on track here. I have a goal this year to sell $50,000 worth of net profits. Last year I was just at 30,000, and so I'm hoping to increase that to 50 this year. And January was incredible for me. I made like 3.6 times what I made last January in 2024. And then February was also pretty good, more than double what I made in February of last year. And so far, we haven't even equaled March's sales from last year. So something is going on this March, slowing things down for me. It's not great. It's already the 23rd of March, so we just have about 7 more days, and we need to get about another $500 or $700 worth of sales in order to meet last year's net sales. And I'd prefer to go over that. I would have preferred to have doubled like I did in February. So we're going to get these 6 or 7 orders packed today. They feel like things are headed in the right direction. And then we'll see if we can keep things going like this for the rest of the month and then get that goal of meeting last March's profits. And then ideally keep it going through the whole year and hit that $50,000 net proceeds goal. So let's not waste any more time talking about it. Let's just get packing and get these orders out to our buyers. Here we go. Okay, I've got the bench all cleared off. We're all ready to go. What do we have here? Best offer received. I've already responded to that. I have a question here that I'm going to quickly get the answer to and hopefully sell some books. So I'm going to grab this, which I think somebody wants to know where this book was printed. And I think it's right here. Should be one of these, but I'm going to make sure I look at the one they're actually asking about. Okay, Spy Times Family Volume 5. This says it's an LR5B, which is not what I was thinking. It's this one. Shoot. I was hoping they'd be interested in these and buy the whole set, but they're only interested in this one, which is these are Japanese language, and this one is English language. So let's see if I can find the answer for them. I'm going to take this book, and if I see the answer, I'm going to take a picture of it. And let's see. Hello, if I may ask, what is the country of printing as shown on one of the pages close to the rear cover? So, country of printing. That's not there. It's not going to be there. These are ads. Okay, story and art, no portion. Printed in Canada. So I will just respond to that question. And then while I'm here, I may as well take a picture of the page and send that to them as well. I'm not fond of answering questions, honestly, for prospective buyers. In my experience, the vast majority of questions do not lead to sales. And very often the questions are answered already in the listing title or description, or sometimes the questions are just too elaborate for me to answer for something that's only going to sell for $10 or $12. You know, they want me to do more work than I want to do. So I typically do respond to questions if I can, but I don't enjoy doing it. It feels like a waste of energy. Okay, I'm going to grab my little basket here and we're going to start picking these orders. They look like they're mostly going to be easy packs and then one a little bit more difficult one, which we might have to Frankenstein a box together. Okay, and I'll tell you about each of these sales as we go. As I'm going to just pull them right now, and then once we start packing them, I'll tell you about where I got these items, anything I know about them historically or whatever, how much I paid for them, how much I earned, how much they sold for, and then ultimately, after we print labels, we'll see how much total profit came from each item. I have accidentally pulled out of here. There's several of these stickers in here, and I have one time I sent 2 to a buyer who only paid for 1. It was no big deal, you know, it's not that much money to lose, but I don't want to do that again. They contacted me right away when they received it and said, "Oh, you accidentally sent me 2. Do you want me to send it back?" And I said, "No, it's fine. Don't worry about it." Okay, is there anything else in here? LR5A. It's going to be down here. It just came from here. This is a DVD. Cube 4D is right here. Here's some dice. Sure they're in a bag. Yep. Okay, let's go to the closet. 5A. It's on the top. That's going to make these boots fall. See if I can get in here without having to take it out. No, I don't think so. I have these, whatever they call it, snowboard boots here in between these 2 boxes. But I need to move this. Oh, there it is. I probably could have found that if I tried a little harder. Okay, what else? This is in here too. Life cam. Yep. Very rare to pull out 2 items from one box, 2 orders on the same day. This box has a little space in there now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the only other thing is the one that's going to be a little bit tough to pack. Probably not valuable enough to be worth the amount of work it's going to be. But it's going to be out of the house and we'll be happy to get it out of here. Make a little bit of money. It's this big sound bar up here. So that's going to be a pain to ship. This will almost certainly go FedEx or UPS. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. So this is going to be some small packing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought there were 7. Let me check again. No, it says 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What am I missing? The dice, where'd they go? Oh, they're still in here. There we go. That is 7. So some small items today. Oops, I dropped my basket. Let's just start at the bottom with this little Francoma pottery piece. This is a tiny little pot. I guess it's like a pitcher. This company, Francoma, I think this is from the 40s. don't know if you can see. I picked this up and I could tell from the glaze that this is a sort of a quality piece. I only got it for $1 at a local thrift store. It's connected to a retirement home. And I looked it up. Seemed like it was worth $38, something like that. But some other pots that they make that are very similar in size, like they are more like animals, little vases that are lion shaped, or I can't remember the other one, we're selling for like between $400 and $600. So keep your eyes open for tiny little pots if they say Francoma on the bottom. Even this one, I took an offer on it for $31. And maybe I shouldn't have, because that was like the day it was listed. It got listed one day and then somebody sent me an offer immediately. I had it, I thought it was probably worth 38. Some had sold for 38. I marked mine $35.99. And then somebody offered me 31. And since sales have been so slow, I decided to just go ahead and take that, even though it was pretty new listing. I typically won't take an offer on something until it's been listed for a little while. I like to give these items a chance to make to get their asking price before just taking offers. But like I said, everything has been so slow. I want as many offers. Basically right now, if you send an offer that's in any way reasonable, I'm going to accept it. And that doesn't mean start sending me offers 50% off, because I'm probably not going to accept those. But 20% off, I'll take it. And I'm sending out 10 and 15% offers. I have a lot of sales going on right now, sale events. Not a lot. I think I'm down to 3. I have a book sale. All my books in my shop pretty much are 30% off. And then I have 20% off on almost everything else. And then I have a coupon for hats, which might be expiring tonight. 25% off hats. Losing my markers here. Francoma, right? I'm gonna write Frank on here. I'll know what that means. And then it weighs 5 ounces, 0.5 ounces. Well, 5 ounces. I write 0, so I know it's not pounds, it's ounces. And I know these boxes are 6 by 5 by 5. This is going to a buyer with the initials PS. PS, I love you. Okay, next up, sticker. Okay, I got a bunch of these MXR stickers for the MXR pedal guitar effects pedal company. I got them in 3 different styles. What's up here? I got them in 3 different styles from a guy on Craigslist. He worked in a guitar shop in the 70s, and I don't know if it closed or what happened, but somehow he got all of these stickers out of there. And they're all from the 70s. They're all truly vintage. And I paid a little bit more for them than I probably should have. I think I paid just over $1 a piece for these stickers from him. I'm not sure how many I got, 30 or 40 in different styles. These are the coolest ones with these, like, this real 70s vibe. Like, reminds me of the Zoom PBS show. I'm going to try this. I haven't used this perforating tool on this kind of cardboard, so we'll try it and see what it does. Yep, looks like it's going to work just fine. So I'm trying to make a cardboard sleeve, sort of, for this sticker, and then I'm going to put it in this envelope and ship it. It's a shipping method that eBay worked out with the post office, since eBay does puts so much product through the mail. They were able to get the post office to agree to this lower cost shipping that has tracking on it. They call it eBay standard envelope. And it's basically Basically, you just put it in any envelope. It's only certain categories of things on eBay, like playing cards and stamps, maybe patches, stickers, things like that, that you can put in a regular envelope. It has to still remain semi-flexible because it's going to be going through the post office's envelope sorting machines. So it can't be a bubble mailer. It has to be something that's relatively flexible, like this one will be. Having those 2 sheets of that thin cardboard in here, I think it's still fine. It still bends. And I think as long as it's like uniformly the same width, that's required. There's certain size requirements, and then there's certain cost requirements. Like you can't send anything that's over $20 in eBay standard envelope. But the cost on this is super cheap. I think it's going to be under 70 cents. So this is 8 by 6 by 1, and it's going to weigh, it's not even an ounce. So I'll just have to write 1 ounce. And this is going to AG, a buyer named AG. I'll match up these. I'll match up these initials with the labels once I print them later. I'm keeping my eye out for Pineapple, my puppy, because we've been having some storms. Not really even storms, but it's raining, and he gets anxious. And I've been spending most of the evening with him down here tonight, and so I'm going to leave the door open so he can get down here if he wants to. Okay, next up is this Microsoft LifeCam. I don't know what kind of a date on this, when something like this would have been manufactured. It's like a webcam you put on your camera, your laptop or something. So it's old enough that it would be before most laptops just had this built in. I'm trying to find a date on the package. Did I put anything in the listing? No, I just put new old stock. So I don't see a date on it, but it's got to be pretty old. Because I think most laptops have built-in cameras these days, right? Anyway, this is brand new, still in the box. Let's go back to these earlier things. I paid $1 for that pot. I sold it for $31. Then this sticker, I paid $1.24, and I sold it for $9 plus $4 shipping. It's probably going to cost 69 cents to ship it. This thing I paid more than I probably should have at $5.50. I got this from the Goodwill not too long ago, just in the end of December, so it probably was listed in January. It's March now, so this has only been listed for maybe 2 months. Will it fit in here? No. I wish I had. Let's see. It won't fit in one of these. I'm trying to think of the right box to put this in. It's gonna end up being this one, I'm pretty sure. But let's check in here to see if we have any scraps. No. These are all too big. Yeah, these are gonna all be way too big. Okay, we'll just put it in that Midwest tape box right here. This is probably a little bigger than it needs to be, and I don't really want to try to resize it tonight. I'm just gonna pack some paper around it. I have these scraps of this brown packing paper I'm gonna use. That's just about perfect. Brought home this box from work, and also that packing paper came from work as well, so it's good to reuse things. So I paid $5.50 for this, and I only sold it for $19, so that's not a great return on investment, but this is another thing I took an offer on. I'm pretty sure almost everything here is either taking an offer or sending an offer. seems like almost everything I've been selling lately has been through offers, which is feels new. Doesn't seem like that used to be happening all the time. Maybe that would be previously it might be 1 out of 10, and now it seems like 9 out of 10 people send an offer and then I accept it. Okay, I need to cover this label, so I'm going to just get one of these blanks. I have this other roll of labels here that came from UPS, and they are not the right size for me to print from. They're like, you know, square instead of rectangular, so I'm going to go ahead and start using them to cover things up because I can't use them for anything else, or not for much else anyway. Okay, you know what, I might as well put one on here to write on so I can see it. I try to use these gold pens right now to see if that okay, this is a webcam, to see if it shows through. Sometimes when I use the black marker, it shows through the final printing shipping label. So I'm trying to use this lighter colored one. This is 1 pound 3 ounces, and it is 14 by 8 by 7. Let's go into RD. So I'm hoping that if I use this lighter, it's like a gold tone marker, it won't show through the label as strongly as the black does. Okay, what's next? This soundbar is next, but I'm going to save it for last. So let's go to this. This is a Michael Jordan, the Ultimate Jordan 23, MJ's Greatest Games. This is a DVD. It has a little cutout on the barcode, which tells me something. Maybe it was a promo. I think I got this I thought I got this at the Salvation Army, but I'm seeing here that I got it for free, and it says book sale, so that means I got it from a free table at the public library or something. I'm gonna put it in a bubble mailer, but first I'm gonna find some cardboard to wrap around it to protect it a little extra from the shipping, during shipping. There's very little that I would put in a bubble mailer without some kind of protection around it, except for something like clothes or a hat, a floppy hat, something that I'm not worried about getting damaged. Okay, I need better scraps. I have this corrugated stuff. This might be fine. Okay, this is easy to cut. I'm going to cut it right down the middle. First I'm going to do this. Find a spot. And then get it to the right size. I might try to use up the rest of this tonight. Free storage container. No. That's nothing I need. Okay. I'm going to just cut it like this. Let's see, if we put it on the board and then line it up, we can at least try to get a straight line. That should do a pretty good job of protecting this, I think. I hope. So I'm gonna try to squeeze it down on each side so the DVD can't move inside there. So let's see. I got this for free, apparently. I have a memory of buying this at the Salvation Army, so I can't trust my memory, I guess. Then this envelope is now too small. This one's a little bigger. And I sold it for $19.99. I think I had it listed for $24. Somebody sent me an offer. They sent me a message asking, what's the lowest you'll go? Which is not a good message to send. If it was any other time, I would just have not responded to that. But 'cause I'm not usually in the business of bidding against myself. You know, if you want to make me an offer, go right ahead. But if you want me to tell you how cheap I am, how cheap I can be, then that's probably not going to usually work out. But like I said, I'm trying to move all this stuff. So I just sent him an offer of $19.99 and he took that right away. Let me see if I can find the actual message. Gosh. Let's start over. My eBay messages, because he told me something and I'm not typically interested in hearing too much. This guy says, hello, what's the best you can do? I can pay right away and leave a perfect review. Which, pay right away, this is eBay. You're going to pay right away or you're not going to buy it. That's basically how that goes. And then, I'm not interested in perfect reviews. That feedback on eBay is pretty much meaningless to me. It's nice to get it. Sometimes if somebody leaves a thoughtful message and they tell me something nice, it does make me feel good and I'm happy to get those, but it doesn't help my business one way or the other to get a positive review. I don't believe. And I know a lot of people are very concerned about negative feedback, but I'm not concerned about that at all. If you leave me a negative feedback, I'm going to ask eBay to remove it one time, and then that's as much as I'm going to do about it. Then I'm just going to get on with my life. So then I told him I sent you an offer for $19.99, and he says, cool, I just paid. I'm a huge Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron fan. I truly appreciate it. So none of that is necessary to me. I'm just trying to sell something. I hope you enjoy this, but I don't need to really hear what your interests are. So I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. It's just messages are things that you have to look at, and if they're not meaningful for my business, it's just spending time on something I don't want to spend a lot of time on. So I'm writing Jordan on here. This package is 10 ounces, and it's 10 by 7 by 1. 10 by 7 by 1. It's going to MR in Florida. So this gold marker doesn't really write very well on this plastic, but it'll be fine. Okay, thank you. That one's done. Now, next, I got a board game at the Goodwill. It's a I don't remember what it's called. Let's find out. It's like it's made by the creators of Dungeons and Dragons, and it is called Dungeon, a fantasy board game by TSR Wizards of the Coast. Oh, there's another sale coming in. Oh, that's a good expensive one. Oh, that's good. That's gonna fix our month. That's gonna be a pain in the butt to ship though. Okay, Dungeon fantasy board game. This came out in like 1979 or 80. It seems like probably concurrent with the first Dungeons and Dragons modules or whatever you call them. So I got that board game. It had all the pieces except 2 small cards, which I was able to make duplicates of. And I listed this. I included that I made these copies, that they are not the originals. So I'm not trying to pull anything over anybody's eyes. But also included in there were 2 of these sets of, I don't know, what are they, 12-sided? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 10-sided dice. So, and these are very early because that game was from 79 or 80. These are probably also from 79 or 80. And I think this was back before the numbers actually were, like, the dice would come with a black crayon for you to fill in the number and then scrape off the surface. Can you see what I'm talking about? So these are very early. I mean, I was going to say they're pretty valuable, but I mean, they're worth like $25 or $30. That's not like incredibly valuable, but for 2 little dice, that's pretty good. So I had them listed for 25. I got a offer of 23. So yeah, of course I'm going to take that. So 2 vintage 10-sided dice. These are orange. I also have some, I think they're dark blue ones. So I'm waiting for those to sell. I estimated the cost of goods of $1. I took that out of the cost of the original board game that they were stuck in, and that was just in February, so just slightly over, I guess maybe like 5 or 6 weeks ago. These were listed, so that went pretty fast. And luckily they're small. They don't take up much space. I think I'm going to go ahead and put them in the bubble mailer. I don't see any way that these could be damaged in shipping, but I'm also going to put a little piece of cardboard in there just to cover my bases, if this will fit. I think I listed this, that sale I just came was a set of encyclopedias that I got, and I think that because I have that 30% off books sale, I think they took advantage of that sale, even though I just listed those last night and I probably didn't want them to be included in that sale, but I'm still making a huge profit on those, so it'll be okay. But I probably could have made like almost $100 more if I hadn't done that. So I made a mistake on that, and I'm just going to eat it. It's fine. Okay, this is pretty tight. Okay, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to just go ahead and use one of these. And, you know, while I'm at it, for $23, that feels to me like it warrants an extra layer of bubble. So I'll put this on here right now. Okay, I'm glad those are gone. I was excited about these for some reason. Seemed cool to me, these vintage D&D dice. Hopefully they go to somebody who really enjoys them. I know there's people who make modern custom dice that are pretty valuable, but I didn't know about these vintage dice until this game came up. And I assumed they just went with that game, but you know, reading the contents of the game did not include them. So okay, I know that gold was the problem on that plastic, so I'm going to go ahead and write it on here with black. So dice, basically 0 ounces, called 0.1, 10 by 6 by 1. So this is something that will not be able to go by eBay standard envelope, even though it's very small. So the first thing is it's in a bubble mailer now, but even if it wasn't, it's too thick. There's no way those dice could go through a envelope sorting machine. And secondly, they sold for $23. So eBay standard envelope has to be items that are under 20. The point of that is for people to be able to sell, you know, very low value trading cards. This is going to J.O. in Ohio. It's so that people can sell those trading cards and not have to worry about expensive shipping costs, because it's ideal if you're shipping something through eBay to have tracking for your protection and for the buyer to know if their item is coming or not. And if I sent something, I could theoretically just put something in an envelope and put a stamp on it, and then the buyer could receive it and say they didn't get it. and I would have no recourse because I didn't have any kind of tracking. Okay, this next item is a pedometer, Weight Watchers brand pedometer. It's brand new in the box. This is another one I took an offer on. This has been listed since just the end of, it's probably was listed in January, and it's February. I mean, it's March now, so not too long, only about 2 or 3 months. I did take an offer on it. I think I had it listed for $15, and I took a $12 offer. These pedometers, anything Weight Watchers branded, little electronics things, they have points calculators to help you with keeping track of your eating. They're all, none of them are incredibly valuable, but they pretty much sell right away. So if you can find one for $1 that's worth $10 or $12, it'll probably sell within a month or two. So I usually pick them up if I see anything Weight Watchers, especially brand new. This is not gonna fit. Try to use up this piece of this corrugated cardboard. So that still doesn't fit. Much skinnier than I thought. Skinny as a needle. Just stick that in there. Then I'm going to stick all of this in there as well. This lid closed. It's fine. Okay, $12 for a pedometer. It's not the biggest sale I've ever had, but it'll do. I'm going to put WW on here for Weight Watchers. This only weighs 2 ounces. This is going to be very cheap to ship. It's 6 by 5 by 5, and it's going to a buyer with the initials CW. It's only in Ohio, so that should be very cheap to ship. All right, now we got to figure out this. This thing is going to be a pain. It's a Polk Audio soundbar. It's supposed to come with a subwoofer and maybe that's it. Maybe extra speakers, maybe just a subwoofer. I don't know. I got this. I bought some items from an online auction, local pickup stuff, and I picked them up from a guy's house not too far from here. Is there any possibility it's going to fit in this box? Sure is. I just pulled this box out of the garbage, I think the day before yesterday. I was thinking I could put a golf club in it, but this thing is going to fit in here just fine. I feel like I should put some plastic bags around it for protection of some kind from the elements. Where's this going? Let's find out how far away it's going. Okay, it's got to go all the way to California, so we got to protect this thing, even though I only sold it for $38. So I got a bunch of stuff from this online auction. I went to the guy's house to pick it up, and he was a nice guy, but he was like super disorganized. Everything that I purchased, he had to dig through his garage to try to find it. He didn't know where anything was. And while he was digging, he kept pulling stuff out and saying, "You want this? Here, why don't you take this?" So he gave me this sound bar, and he said he had the subwoofer to go with it. He just didn't know where it was, and he said if he found it, he would contact me and let me know, but I never heard anything back from him. I have been bidding on some more stuff from that auction house, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy, so I might be back in his garage again in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, he gave this thing to me. He also gave me those snowboarding boots I was moving out of the way earlier. And those are worth about, I don't know, 60, I think I have them listed $60 or $70. So that's good. You know, just somebody just said, take this and get it out of my garage. I'll take it. So he gave me this. I was questioning whether I wanted to deal with it because I have no cords or really any way of even guessing if this thing works. So I listed it for parts or for repair. I was thinking for only $40. I'm not sure if it's worth it to try to ship this. But in the end, decided to go ahead and go for it because it did have a pretty good sell-through rate. And most of them are selling for like $100 more than this, like 130. Between 100 and 130 seems like what the sales are going for. So I thought for parts and repairs, somebody's going to snatch this up right away for $100 off, especially because it's very possible it works. I hope I put no returns on this because I do not want to take this thing back. So I got it. Somebody bought it. They said they just live 2 miles away from here and they wanted to do a local pickup. So I don't really like to do local pickups unless it's over $50 or $60. Even then, I'm not really super fond of it. But I was thinking, okay, good. Especially since sales have been so slow, I was like, okay, good. We'll take this sale and be happy for it. And then a few minutes later, well, first he sent me a message saying, I only live 2 miles away. And when can I come and pick it up? Then, just a few minutes later, 10 minutes later, I got a message saying, this order has been requested to be canceled. And then he put the reason why he wanted to cancel it as accidentally chose local pickup when I really want it shipped. So that was pretty strange that he sent me a message specifically saying that he wants to pick it up in person. There's something in the bottom of this box. And then immediately changed his mind and say he wants it shipped. So I'm assuming it's a buyer's remorse. Maybe he didn't realize it said for parts or for repair. Or maybe he found another one at a better price or something. And so he wanted to cancel the sale right away, and he thought that saying he chose the wrong shipping method would probably be the best course of action for him. So that order got canceled. This is only in the course of a couple of days, you know, from the time I listed it until the time I sold it. Then it got canceled, then it got sold again. So these things seem to be a hot commodity. There we go. Okay, what can I put in the end here? More paper. I have these bubble things, but I don't think that's a good course of action to put them in there. This is the paper that was in there. I'm not sure what it came from. These are just envelopes. Amazon envelopes. No. I'm going to just use regular paper. I brought this down. I thought I was going to use this super thick corrugated cardboard to protect that sound bar, but in the end I found this perfect box. I think I'm going to fill this end part of the way and then turn it upside down and open the other end and fill it again. Get a little more padding on the ends of this box. Okay, I'm going to use this heavier duty tape here. Okay, let's see what this end looks like. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna open this. And then give it a little push and then fill it more with more paper. I think I could get a little more in there. Okay, I wish this was going a little closer. It seems like so much stuff goes to California though. Okay, good, good, good. This has... okay, let's get rid of these labels if we can. I'm just going to cover them. So these little weird misshapen labels to the rescue. This says Farms Plastic Supply. I don't know what that means. It's anybody's guess what was in this box originally. These kind of boxes aren't that easy to get hold of, these kind of unusual shaped boxes. So if I see them while I'm on my way to work or whatever, I see them on the street, I'm going to stop and grab them because I can use them for things like golf clubs and baseball bats. Whoops. Okay, what else? What else? Might as well cover this while we're here. Got these labels for free from UPS, so I'm not sure why they sent me this size. They're like 4 by 4.5 or something weird like that. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go by UPS anyway. So let's write on here, soundbar. Get a weight on it. 7 pounds, 2 ounces. I'm not going to be able to use my measuring mat. I'm going to have to use my tape measure. 4 feet, 49 inches. 49 by... So with FedEx and UPS, it's very common for them to send adjustments. After you ship something, they'll send you a bill because they thought you measured it wrong and they want to charge you more. I think that's probably mostly, this is going to Jay-Z. In most cases, I think that's from people mismeasuring their box, even slightly. So this one is like just over 4 inches. You see there. So you have to go up to the next biggest, the next full number. So I'm putting 5 inches on here, even though this is barely 4 inches, barely just over 4 inches. So I don't anticipate getting a adjustment on this and having to pay more for this box. I hope I don't. Okay, next up is this sale that just came. Let's see. So I had this listed for less than 24 hours and it sold for $350 plus over $30 in shipping. So I hope we don't go too far above that. It's gonna have to go in at least 2 boxes and maybe 3. It's a full set 2023 set of encyclopedias. So I was trying to figure out if it could go in 2 boxes this size, but this is way too heavy. This is the entire set. It's 22 books. It's way too heavy, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get these into 2 to 3 boxes. Which is going to make it more expensive to ship. It's definitely going to be more than $33. I thought I had overestimated the weight to try to keep that from happening, but I guess not. I wonder about these factor boxes. I'm kind of kicking myself for forgetting to remove these from my book sale. So these would have been 30% off. So I'm sure I had this listed for close to, well, how do you do this kind of math? If it's 350, I'm not even going to worry about it, but I'm sure I had it for over $400. But I mean, this is a good value for me. That's $3. These are like unbelievably heavy. Just carrying 2 or 3 of them at a time is harder than you would think it should be. Okay, let's try to get that box. I don't think I'm going to fill that box all the way. I'm going to see how much, like 11 books would weigh. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too tall. Eight, 9, 10. They're kind of tough because some of them are very thick. Like this one, number 13M, is very thick, and then others are super skinny. C through CH, very skinny. So that's 8. Okay, that's 10. Put this over here, and then this one over here. That's $10. And it's heavy. These are for sure going to be going through FedEx or UPS. Okay, this gotta go right there. I'm gonna pull this one out. So I'm trying to shrink this box down a little bit. If I filled this up all the way, it would be essentially impossible to lift. So, and then I'm pretty worried about it as it is, that this box will be able to handle this much weight. So I'm probably going to, once I get it sealed up, cover the entire thing with tape, which is wasteful. I hate to use that much tape, but I don't really know if I have any choice. Okay, that's good. Of course. I got this out, I might as well use it. Let me put this right on the scale and get an idea of how much it weighs. Okay, that one box is over 40 pounds. So there's no way I could ship a box that was 80 pounds through any shipping service. I think USPS tops out at 70. Pretty sure. And I imagine it's possible to do some heavier things through UPS and FedEx, but it wouldn't be prudent to do that. Okay. Okay, good. I might need a little more cardboard in here. Should I use this? Yes. So this would be the first time I've ever sent one order, a single order in 2 boxes. So we'll see how it goes. I don't really know what the proper procedure is, but I'm pretty sure once you buy one label through eBay, you can just say, I'd like to purchase another label. Close this. I think that might be too thick now. I think I'm gonna get a drink of water here in a second. Okay, that seems good. And this seems good. And then this one seems good. Okay, let's tape the living shit out of this. Does this come off? No. Yeah, that's come off pretty easy. Good. It's garbage day tonight. Well, tomorrow morning I should take this little garbage can I have down here out. But it's really it started raining and it got really cold. It's been trying to be turn into spring here, but this weather's not cooperating. I don't know how I'm gonna get this out of here. I hope this is not as expensive as I think it's gonna be. Because if it costs way more to ship it, and I made that sale mistake, it's gonna be, I might not make any money on this deal. And I really need to make money on this deal right now. If I had not made any mistakes on this, this could have been my, this could have been the one sale that puts me over for the month. Gets me where I need to be. I don't know if they have stickers that just say extra heavy to warn the carrier, the delivery person. So yeah, I'm gonna tape this entire box. I just got a new box of tape, so I might have to break into that. I have had boxes, big boxes of books that I've shipped similar to this, that split on the corner, and then this was a complete set of Charles Dickens books I sold, and it split on one corner. The buyer was not too upset about it. She contacted me after the fact just to let me know that had happened, but she got all the books fine. You know, there was no damage, but she thought she should give me a warning about shipping something like that again. So I'm hoping to, by putting tape all around these corners, that will stop them from splitting out if they get dropped on their side or something. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I don't want to do three boxes if I can help it. Let's do some quick calculations and find out how much this is going to cost before we get too much further. Okay, 41 pounds, no, I'm going to call it 2 ounces. 41.2, is heavy. Then 16 by 12 by 8. 16 by 12 by 8. I'm going to consider rounding these up to the next biggest number, but right now, let's put this in here. Let's see where we're at. Get the shipping label. Where's this going? It's got to be going close for only $30. Ships from Chicago all the way to Texas. Gosh. I only put in 30 pounds total, which is a mistake. This is going to be 41 times 2. 41 pounds, 2 ounces, 16 by 12 by 8. So this package is $37. That's UPS ground. 3703. Let's see if there's any other options. Flat rate, no. Okay, carrier, no. FedEx. FedEx home delivery, $25.30. That could save $10. $25.30. So this is going to end up costing at least $50 to ship, which is not too bad. He only paid $33 to ship. Man, I made a mistake. So it's going to cost $50. That's an overage. That's not terrible. 50-ish out of 35. I'm okay with that. But I wish I had not had that discount applied. So I've had all of my books on sale for 30% off, and then that sale ends tonight. And I posted these yesterday. And typically new books that I'm posting, I'm removing from that sale because they're too new to give them a 30% off discount. But I did not think to do it on this one. So this box says this box says extra small. I wouldn't consider that an extra small box by any means. Okay. So I still have another one of these to pack with the other half of this set. Yeah, I would have said, even a year ago, if somebody asked me, do you want these encyclopedias, I probably would have just said no. Nobody wants them. I'll never be able to sell them. But sometime recently, people started buying encyclopedias. Old ones, new ones, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I saw this exact set sell for over $600. In the exact same condition that these are, but I wanted to sell them quick, so I listed them at like $450, and then I got that mistake with the sale price. Okay, I feel like I might want to do even more here. What if I did some shorter ones? Do these kind. I got these encyclopedias for essentially free, so it's not anything I make from it is going to be totally profit, so I can't be too upset about losing that money. But you know, my sales have been very low, so this was going to be it's still going to be a big sale for me, but just not as big as I was hoping for. But it did go fast. I mean, if I only listed them last night, it's better to get this money right away. Okay. I don't know where to put this. I'm going to just assume this is going to be able to make it to Texas, but I wish this guy lived in Bloomington or something. All right, let's get this other box ready to go. I guess these boxes are just about exactly the right size. These factor boxes, again, these came from, I'm sure I picked these up off the street. I don't normally go out in search of used boxes. Like, I'm not digging through dumpsters or anything like that, but if I see something that's very nice and it's on my way to wherever I'm going already, I will definitely grab them. Especially unusual boxes. If I know I've got something really big in the pipeline, like Christmas blow molds, or you know, I know I just listed a bunch of golf clubs and I do not have boxes for them, so if I see something that looks like a golf club will fit in it, I'm gonna grab it. I'm trying to get the bottom of this box a little bit prepared, so I'm not having to flip it so much after I fill it with heavy books. This was supposed to be a short video tonight, and then this complicated sale came in at the last minute. So I'm not complaining. I'm happy to get this sale done. And then pretty soon we'll print these labels and we'll see just exactly how much this sale earned for us. I'm trying to go quickly now and I'm going to make a mistake, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to cut my fingers off if I'm not careful, so we'll just slow down, take it easy. Okay, that's good. Let's fill this with some books. I really expected, I was contemplating where can I possibly put this big box of encyclopedias, because I was imagining that it would be quite a while before they sold. I did not, in a million years, I didn't think they would sell in less than 24 hours. They probably got listed last night at 6 or 7. No, maybe even later than that, maybe 9 or 10. And it's only 8 o'clock now. It's probably closer to 9 now. It's 9:30. I think some of the bigger, thicker books got in that other box. So this box might be a little bit lighter. They should both have 11 books in them. But like I was saying, some of them are very thick and some of them are much skinnier. So we'll see if this one ends up being considerably lighter. That's a good one. That's a good one. I have no way of guessing how World Book ships these things. Yeah, so the other box was pretty much this high. This one is going to be a little shorter. Let's try moving these around and try to get this level. Nope, that's even worse. There's that thick one. perfectly level now, but that's much better. I'm going to try to find something that will fit here where I had that upright book before. First I'm going to... So this is going to be at least an inch shorter than the previous one. So that means it's going to be a little bit lighter and therefore a little bit cheaper. So you might not have to spend $50 shipping on this. Hope. Okay, this one's done. Cut my corners out. Okay, what do we have that'll fit down here? This is that corrugated stuff. Oh, this right here. Yes, yes, yes. It's not quite right, but it's pretty good. I have some more of this. Maybe a better size. Yeah, this will be perfect. Yeah, look at this. Okay. That's almost exactly right. Let's see. This one's skinnier. No. This one. This one is perfect. I mean, it could be a little thicker, but let's see how easy this is to cut. I'm probably going to have to put a little bit of paper in there as well, but right now we're going to try cutting this. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, this is getting me excited. I don't know why I'm so excited about a piece of corrugated cardboard, but look at that, look at that. Good, good, good. It's exactly right. Okay, then I need one on this side. This one's gonna fit perfect. Yes. Okay, let's pull some of these books out. I ran out of storage on my camera. I'm not sure how long ago. So you may be not seeing any of this. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to keep going and try to get this finished. This was supposed to be a 20-minute video and it's turning out to be over an hour. Okay, that's good. Let's do this bottom. No, I already did the bottom. I'm going to do this side. So I've been fretting over this sale, so maybe that footage never existed, so you won't hear me crying about how I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. But probably did. I really don't know if this is if this is a good technique or not. If this is going to stop anything from breaking, but we're going to just try it. I did this recently with another lot of books where I basically covered the entire box with tape, hoping to keep it together. And that box arrived safely. That was all the way to California. Yeah, I had three big heavy boxes going to the same buyer, and I sent one of them to him in California, and then I received a message from somebody else about those Charles Dickens books that they didn't get there perfectly in time. So I was worried about these ones I sent to California, so the next two I shipped to that buyer. He or she bought one, and I shipped that one, and then I heard the warning about my shipping methods, and so I shipped the next two to that buyer in California, and I covered the entire box in tape like this. And tape is much stronger than you think it is, so I'm hoping that it will hold these corners perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? Couple this way just for the sake of it. I'm gonna call that good. Okay, this is gonna weigh how much? This one's a little lighter. 3312. It's 16 by 12 by 7. Okay, let's see the buyer's initials. Oh, did I have another sale since then? No. Uh-oh, return request. Okay, we just got a return request. It's for sunglasses. Let's see, details. This is not in English. Doesn't match description. Los lentes tiene gradiation. These must be. I'm gonna have to put this in Google Translate. It sounds like they don't like the color of the lenses. Can I copy this? Copy this. All right, this should be off camera, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Okay, can Google Translate. Translation, come on, go away. Paste. I have so much trouble with copying and pasting. Okay. Thinks it's Polish, but it's not. The glasses have an ophthalmological prescription that is not mentioned in the publication, and they are of no use to me and hurt my eyesight. Okay, I thought they were just sunglasses. But I believe this was an international shipping order, so I might not have to worry about that. So I'm going to check into that in a little while. Right now, let's get this computer out. Let's get these labels printed and get this party over. So I'm ready for bed, and it's going to be 10 o'clock. All right, let's go to listed. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Now let's go here. What's it called? Encyclopedia. Book encyclopedia. I'm moving this from my currently listed to my sold spreadsheet, and then I'll put today's date here. And let's see, this sold for orders. Come on, all orders. $349.99. eBay doesn't do a good job of showing you your original price that you were asking for something prior to a sale. And then if you have a coupon, it does something even different where it shows you the original price as the sale price. And then you have to find in this list the discounted price, how much was discounted, and then do the math yourself. I don't know why they do it that way. It just makes it hard for me. So there's $63 in transaction fees and $0 in promotions. So we're going to make about $260 on these encyclopedias. Okay, let's go back to here. Paid. I go to the notification bell, click paid, ship now. It shows 5 sales, even though there are, I think, 8. Let's start at the end, at the bottom, and then end with these encyclopedias. Okay, so Francoma, then sticker, then Microsoft LifeCam, which is right here, then that guy, the sound bar, then what's this? Ultimate Jordan, that's in this envelope. Then these dice are in this envelope, and then this is the Weight Watchers. And then finally, encyclopedias. So it's like 75 pounds worth of encyclopedias. I I started with 3 of these markers and I only have 1 left. I don't know where those other 2 went. Okay, let's go to the bottom here. Francoma, 5 ounces. Backspace, 5 ounces, 6 by 5 by 5. And that cost $4.44 to ship. So that little pot earned us $27.79 after fees and everything. Okay, now this is going to be standard envelope. It weighs 1 ounce, 8 by 6 by 1, 69 cents on this sticker. So that sticker earned $8.89. Good. Microsoft LifeCam is 1 pound, 3 ounce. I put 1 pound even, so that should be fine. 14 by 8 by 7. $9.31. That's expensive. That's UPS Ground Advantage. This is going all the way to California. I don't know why so many people live in California where everything's so much more expensive. Okay, Polk Audio, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. This thing might be a write-off. Where did it go? 7 pounds, 2 ounces. It's 45. What does it say? I wrote it on here and I can't read my own writing. 49 probably. Yeah, 49. 49 by 5 by 5. That says UPS Ground, $64. I'm going to try FedEx. Oops. And this thing's going to be expensive. How much did this buyer pay? He only paid $32 to ship this. This can't be right. This can't be right. FedEx. Okay, home delivery from... Okay, let's look at UPS first. The cheapest UPS is $64.36. The cheapest FedEx is $76. And then UPS Ground Advantage is only $23.48. So I really don't have any choice except to ship it that way, even though that number feels wrong. 49 by 5 by 5, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. Well, that's what we're going to do. And if it comes back to bite us, this thing was free anyway. So right now, this sound bar that some guy gave me has earned us $39.38. Let me get it out of the way. Okay, Ultimate Jordan DVD. Ultimate Jordan DVD is right here. That right here. What does it say? The problem with this gold marker is I can't read it. It's too shiny. 10 by 7 by 1. 10 by 7, let's call it 2, that's fine. Medium mail is $4.63. Ground Advantage is over $5. We'll go with the medium mail. Come on. $4.63. So in the end, Ultimate Jordan has earned us $16.82. Now, vintage dice is only 1 ounce. That package is 10 by 6 by 1. So those are $4.08. These are just going to Ohio. So $18.84 total profit on that. Weight Watchers, there's only 2 ounces. Very light. 6 by 5 by 5. $4.08 again. This is also going to Ohio. Maybe they're neighbors. So that little pedometer earned $8.94. Okay, now, what are we going to do with this? UPS Ground. Okay, 30. Well, let's start with the heaviest one, which is 41.2. These are the encyclopedias. 41.2. It's 16 by 12 by 8. and that means for UPS ground, FedEx home delivery is only $25.30, so we're gonna do that for sure. I'm gonna increase these numbers by 1 inch to see if it makes a difference, and it does not. So that should cover me if there's any issues with FedEx trying to charge extra. I put an extra inch on each side. Okay, can I do FedEx declared value? I'm trying to think about adding a insurance onto these boxes. It's going to be an extra $12. More options available. FedEx declared value. Declared value. Signature. I probably should put a signature. Okay, I went ahead and put the extra insurance on this, which should cover the entire cost of the package if it happens to get destroyed. So that's an extra $6. If I put it on both packages, it will be $12, but I'm going to just do the one. Okay, let's just purchase these labels, get them on, and then we'll go and figure out how to put a label on the second box. I'm going to take a break here. Okay, had to take a quick bathroom break, but I'm back now. I'm going to print these labels. I'm trying to get this done before I run out of memory again, which I suspect could happen. Okay, this is going to be 8 labels. Print them out on my heat. What do they call it? Thermal label printer. Which I forgot to plug in. So that should start printing now. There it goes. It's printing them twice for some reason. This is going to go on this box right here. Then we should be onto this one, CW. And this one should be JO. It's dice. Thank you, JO. Now I have what's coming up next? I cannot even read this. Something R, MR. That gold, the marker is not a good idea. I can't read it. I can read it fine here. RD. RD. So now I have a JZ. I have to figure out where that goes. Oh, I do know where it goes. JZ, that's going to be this soundbar. I'm really questioning whether this was the correct shipping method, but I have to go by what the internet tells me. Okay, AG, this is the eBay standard envelope label, looks a little bit different, and then PS, this is a little piece of pottery. Okay, these are all done. Now we have to go to, let's get rid of this. I don't know why, that happened one other time when I forgot to plug it in and then it printed the labels twice. Even though I didn't tell it to print twice. Okay, I want to go to eBay, my eBay. Go to my eBay, go to my orders, all orders. Then we'll look at this and we should have the option to print a second label, get another label. And then we can put in the weight of this one, which is 3312. 33 by 12 ounces. The box is 17 by 16 by 8. Now, this is a little bit different than the bulk label tool, because now I have all of these different options here. I've got UPS, USPS. Now I want to try FedEx again. FedEx home delivery, $22.23. So that's what I'm going to choose, $22.33. So now we have 2 labels for 1 order. And we can print it. And this will go on this box. I'm going to cover these yellow labels. I don't know what they are, and I don't want them to cause any issues. So cover those right now. Now I have to figure out how to get these in my car because they're pretty heavy. But okay, I apologize for the length of this video. I really expected it to be 20 minutes, and then this sale put us over the edge. So we're probably about an hour and 5 minutes now. So I'm going to immediately, I keep forgetting to do this, so I'm just going to do it right now while I'm online here. USPS schedule pickup. I'm going to schedule this so that my carrier will come and pick these boxes up tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon probably, and I won't have to make a trip to the post office. So I'm checking my availability. I tell them there is a dog, even though that dog is not an issue. I'm sure my dog is more afraid of her than she is of him. Pick up orders during regular mail. Tomorrow is the 24th. How many packages do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go ahead and say 9 Ground Advantage and 2 others. That way, if I come up with some more packages, like if I get some orders overnight and I want to put them out in the morning, they won't be a problem. And I'm going to put 12 pounds, even though it's probably less than that. I have these packages do not contain hazardous materials. I have read, understand the terms and services, schedule a pickup. So she is great. She'll come tomorrow and pick these packages up, and I will be very happy to not have to go to the post office with them. Right now, I'm going to shut it down, go take a drink of water, and relax a little bit before I go to bed. And I do hope that I get some more sales in overnight, and we'll see how these affect the entire month's sales. Tomorrow, if I make another packing video, I'll show you the whole month's profits so far. Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye.